Hi, I hope you're having a great day. Let's take a quick run through the markets. S&P 500 is in an uptrend, and it might find support here at the lower bands, the 1010 bands. I still think higher prices are ahead for the S&P. The directional movement, the plus line is above the minus line, so that's still good as far as being putting the odds for an uptrend. The dollar is in a downtrend, and I think it's just making a little counter trend rally here. I think this is just like a counter trend rally, and I think the dollar is going to break lower. Direction movement, again, the minus line is above the plus line. Cocoa has been in a counter trend correction, and I think the lows either in or very close to being in, and I think cocoa is going to head higher from here. Today it started out higher and then it came back down, but I got a feeling cocoa is going to move higher from here. This just looks like, higher highs, higher lows, and this is another higher low, and I think cocoa is going to hit higher from here. It could come down here, make a move up, and then come down and make a double bottom, but I think it's just going to head higher from here. I think all these markets are ready to pop. Next week could be a bullish week. I'm expecting it to be a bullish week. Whether it is or not, we'll see. A lot depends on the weekends, what kind of news comes out because of all the things going on in Europe and all that. But everything looks like it's ready to move higher. Whether it does or not, that's another story. Coffee, bull swing, counter trend correction, higher test of the low, consolidation, and then it'll probably break out to the upside soon. Hopefully next week or so. We're not in coffee in the commodity newsletter, but I'm in JO in the stock newsletter, which is the coffee ETF. Okay, sugar, we went long in the premium commodity newsletter, and it's just kind of staying sideways, but I think sugar is going to break out to the upside. I think sugar has put in a low and it's basing right now, and odds are with a move higher here. This was probably the low here, and then this is just a base, and then definitely if sugar can take out the last couple of highs, it will be heading higher. The directional movement's on a buy signal, so I'm expecting sugar to move higher from here. I'm looking at the March contract now of sugar. Okay, let's take a look at natural gas. Natural gas is in an uptrend, and it's coming against old resistance, but I think that old resistance is going to break because the directional movement indicator is the ADX, the red line is in an uptrend. It's at a 19.77 reading. Usually on ADX, if it gets to about 25, that means the market's is in a strong uptrend and will continue higher. Of course, that doesn't always work, but 25 is a good number to look for the ADX. The directional movement's bullish. Bull swing, test of the low. It's moved back above the bands. Above the bands mean the buyers are in control, and even though it's running into resistance here, I think it's going to break through that resistance. It could pause here and go sideways. It could break through the resistance and then come back down and test the resistance and then head higher. But overall, I think natural gas higher prices are ahead. And we were long that in the premium newsletter, and I'm going to hold that one. Crude oil, I think this is just a counter trend correction. It's made a sharp down move off the high, but I think that's just a counter trend correction. Again, with this quantitative easing, QE3, pretty much gold, silver will probably head higher, and that tends to take the rest of the commodities higher with it. This last consolidation here is support, and it's come down, and it hasn't broken support. And even if it did break support, that wouldn't turn me bearish on crude. I think crude's basically just made another counter trend correction and is going to head higher from here. Again, it could base a little bit first, but I think higher prices are ahead for crude. Gold is in an uptrend, and again, as long as the trend's up, I just try to follow the trend as long as I can. So I mean, it could be making a top for a counter trend correction. I mean, any correction gold makes is going to be a counter trend correction right now, as far as it looks like. Whenever they make a strong boom move like this, even if it does top in here and come down here, I would still consider higher prices ahead for gold. So I'm still bullish gold. Directional movement is bullish for gold. The ADX is turned down here, but I think that's just because of this sideways consolidation. And next week, if we can take out the high here on gold, that will be bullish. If gold makes a lower high here, today's kind of a lower high and then breaks lower, that might mean a correction's on the way. But either way, longer term bullish gold, and we'll just have to take it from here. I think gold's going to continue higher right now, but we'll see. Next week we'll probably clear up a lot of these markets. They're kind of been choppy the last week or two, making sideways consolidations and pullbacks. And next week could be could really tell the tale which way the markets are going to head for a while. Lumber, we don't always look at lumber, but it looks like lumber's made a bottom. This is a double bottom here, and today the move higher. So I think lumber's heading higher. I might put out a buy signal in tonight's premium newsletter. I got to look at the numbers more on that. Lean hogs have made a move higher, and they're coming back a little bit, and I think they're just testing. I think this is just a test, and then higher prices ahead for lean hogs. So this is the move higher, bull swing, tested the lower band, and it could even come down here a little bit, and it's just basically making a pullback against the uptrend, and I think lean hogs will be heading higher. I'll probably be looking to go long lean hogs in the newsletter, but we'll see. We did go long lean hogs here, and we got out right in here, and we took a pretty good profit, so we'll see. We're not going to get in everything all the time, but we might be getting in lean hogs again next week if it heads higher. Live cattle, we were long, and we got stopped out at a loss, which that was, I knew it was either, I knew it looked like it could break lower, but I was just hoping it would go higher, and it didn't. I thought, higher highs, higher lows. I thought this was going to continue higher, and it didn't. But I think this break here is just a counter trend correction. Again, it'll probably head a little lower from here, but eventually it's going to find a low and base, and I think higher prices are ahead long term. But right now, live cattle's in a downtrend. Now we did go short feeder cattle, and that went down quite a bit today. I was going to say limit down, but I don't think it was quite limit down, but we'll see here. So we're short feeder cattle, and I think that's going to continue lower, so I'm going to do my best to hold that one. It'd be nice to just take a good profit on it, down 2.97 today. But I think what's going on here in feeder cattle, let's look at the longer term chart here. If you follow Elliott wave, I think basically what's gone on is it made a third wave lower, and this counter trend kind of upward slanting correction was a fourth wave, and I think it's going to come down here and make a fifth wave, so I think it's heading below 140. Let's see if I can get that to come up real quick here. So that's why I'm pretty sure I want to hold this trade in the premium newsletter. I think this was like a third wave down, and this was just a choppy fourth wave sideways, and then now it's heading back down to make a fifth wave low down below this low. So that looks like we might be in a good trade there. We'll see how it plays out. I'm definitely going to bring the stop to break even tonight or this weekend in the premium newsletter. Okay, the grains. Corn made a big move up today, and I think the low is in for corn. This has just been a counter trend correction of the larger uptrend. Again, wide range bullish day up. The low's probably in for corn. I guess I'll zoom out to a little more on this for corn. But the correction low is in, or it's close to being in. With a bar like that, you just got to say the low's in, but sometimes they'll fool you and they'll come back down here. Now this could, see if we can zoom out here a little bit. Okay, bull swing up. This is a counter trend correction. The low is probably in. It will probably just head higher and probably head to $9 or $10 a bushel. It could head higher and find resistance and come back down here and make a double bottom. So either way, this area right around $7 to $8 a bushel really more like probably 7 to 7.50 a bushel is going to be strong support for corn, and eventually I think corn's going to head up to $9 or $10 a bushel. Again, Elliott wave, if you're an Elliott wave trader, third wave up, fourth wave correction, and fifth wave on the way eventually. Sometimes these fourth waves go sideways, so higher prices ahead in corn eventually, I think. I always got to throw I think in there. We'll see. We got to play it day by day, but corn looks like it made a bottom today. Beans, same thing. So the trend's up. I mean, strong uptrend. These are just counter trend corrections, and beans will probably head higher from here. Higher prices ahead in beans. Again, they could consolidate. They could still go lower, but I think just basically we got to look for higher prices in the grains because they're in such strong bull markets. Wheat, again, if you follow L8 wave, third wave up. This whole thing's probably been a fourth wave correction low. The low was probably made Thursday, and this strong bar on Friday is probably the start of the fifth wave up. So I'm looking for $10 to $11 a bushel on wheat. We are long wheat in the newsletter and holding long, and I think that trade's going to work out here. And oats, I haven't looked at oats yet today, but with today, they're probably up with everything else being up. Only up only 1.6 with everything else being up big time. But that's okay. I think this is probably still a low for a double bottom low here for oats. Oats will probably pop next week. Let me get that chart up there a little better. Hopefully those other charts were where you could see them pretty good. Anyway, oats, again, third wave up, probably fourth wave consolidation, and then probably $4.50 to $5 a bushel on the way for oats. So thanks for listening to my commentary. Have a great weekend. This is Jim with ProfitTrading.com.